Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the New Starter Perspective. This is where I get a chance to speak to those who have recently joined Veramed to find out what their first 6 months has been like. Today, we're joined by Iro Walker. Iro, welcome to the podcast.
Hello, good to be here.
It's good to have you. So, Iro, why don't you start by telling the audience what you do at Veramed?
Yes, I'm a statistician. I joined Veramed, that was last March now. It's been quite a while now.
Yeah, it goes quickly.
It does. I work as a statistician in an FTE role. I never used to know what that means. But basically, I'm kind of a part of the team in a pharmaceutical company. So working through Veramed, but part of the team there. So it's very interesting and very different from what I've been done so far. So it's good.
Oh, that's good. How have you found your first 6 months?
It's been great. So in my previous jobs, I have been working a lot in kind of late phase, but now I wanted a chance to kind of work in more early phases. The project that I'm working now on this role is actually early phase. So everything has been very new, very interesting, and quite a learning experience, really.
Yeah, that's really good. And what was the sort of reason why you wanted to work on the early phase rather than late phase?
I haven't had this experience before, so I just wanted a bit more kind of an overall knowledge, I think, of the whole cycle of a drug. So just working in late phases, I thought, good opportunity to kind of be involved in other completely different tasks, maybe, which is very different, and it's a completely different mindset as well. So working from kind of being more of delivery, kind of conducting analysis all the time, to actually kind of planning, more of a planning stage of a study, and being involved in many activities that I guess if you don't work at this phase, you won't have the opportunity to do so. So it's very different and very exciting.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. So how did you sort of find the recruitment process?
Oh, that was so smooth.
Glad to hear it.
So smooth. It was excellent, actually. It happened very quickly. So from the first chat, so we had the first interview, I think, was kind of Tuesday, and then 2 more interviews on the same week on a Friday. And the following week, I actually had, kind of responses like they're happy with me and they'd like to go ahead. So it was amazing, because normally it's very stressful.
Yes.
And just knowing so quickly the outcome of this was just, it didn't leave me any time to getting stressed, I guess. So it was great. So during the interviews as well, and people just so lovely. So it kind of just helped me be myself, really. The interviews themselves, they were not stressful at all. I think it was just having a chat, to be honest.
Well, this is it, because once you're sort of more relaxed, you can really show your true self, your true personality, and
exactly.
Also, the fact that it's so quick as well. It kind of just once you find someone that's good,
yes,
get them in. There's no point sort of hanging around.
No, exactly. I mean, I've had interviews that you had to wait for 2 months, and all this time was what? So
yeah.
Do they want me or not, or who knows?
Well, exactly. And then that's 2 months of waiting for an answer. Then you've got to put in your notice, which is another probably couple of months. And then
exactly.
That's half the year gone already. So, and like you said, it's still stressful. It's something that plays at the back of your mind. Absolutely. So no, I'm glad it was all very smooth for you. I think a lot of people share the same kind of experience, which is great. So how was the sort of onboarding as well? Once you kind of started, how was your sort of first week?
The good thing, I remember, it was I had meetings, meeting a lot of people, the high management, which I thought was really great, because I don't think you get to do that more in many companies. Yeah, as I said, everything was smooth. Everyone was very helpful. Any questions I had were answered quickly, so there wasn't any point where I felt kind of insecure or anything. It was very, very smooth as well.
No, that's really good. That's good to hear. Yeah, because one of the big things about Veramed is we talk about flat structure and the fact that you can just talk to sort of senior managers and the CEOs and things like this. And I feel that when you first start and you get to, like he's just said, when you get to speak to all these people, it just kind of gives you that confirmation that you've made the right choice.
Exactly.
You felt the same way.
I agree.
Excellent. At what point did you sort of like let your feelings be known that you wanted to work more sort of early phase rather than late phase? Was it during the interview process itself, or sort of once you started?
I did mention that, yes, in the interviews as well. But then, of course, you have to wait for the right moment, I guess, because some projects to become available. But as soon as this became available, this opportunity, they approached me and said, would you like to do that? Which, again, because it was very different, of course, I had a kind of a feeling of, do I really want to go there? Yes, let's do it. But everything was very, very supportive, so I got to do what I wanted in the end. And I haven't even completed a year.
No, exactly. No, that's very good, because obviously you've only been here with us just over 6 months. So the fact that you got to do what you wanted to do straight away with the support as well, it's again, confirms that you made the right choice. So glad to hear it. So what's the sort of thing that you like most about working at Veramed?
Well, the people are just genuinely nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone is just, they are they're really helpful. They're always there when you need them. Just because, just working now in every phase, I had a lot of questions, and every time I ask a question, there's always someone that will come back and help me and just try to provide me with their experience. So that has been really, really great. I think Veramed generally is trying to kind of find the role that you want to do, rather than just
absolutely
give you, something that, okay, whatever is available. In other companies, I've seen that, you get a project that is just available.
Yes.
And we need people, for people to do that. But in Veramed, it's a bit different approach. So they ask you first.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is good, there's opportunities to do different things, and then whether you want to lead or a project, whether you don't want to lead, there's always an option, which I found it very different than other companies, because I think they're more expecting people to, as they grow, to take more of a leading roles.
Yeah.
But it seems that it's not so much a requirement, which is brilliant.
No, absolutely. And I felt the same way of like, I felt during the interview process and like during my first 6 months as well, like, and even now, 3 years later, is they look at you as an individual and play to your strengths. And if there's anything that you need, would like help on, or any sort of development, they're happy to give it to you. But then they look at you as an individual, like I said, and when they play to your strengths, it helps the company, helps everyone out. You feel better, everyone else feels better, and it's just a really nice way to work, where you're not sort of guessing like, oh my god, what am I going to be working on today, or what if they move me here? It's a nice feeling. So I'm glad to hear that your 6 months has gone really well. I'm sure I'll get you back on the podcast at some point, and we can talk more about your role and the differences between sort of like early phase working and late phase working. So thank you very much for joining me on this week's edition of the New Starters Perspective. So Iro, thank you very much, and I'll speak to you soon.
It was a pleasure. Bye.
Thank you very much.